how big a deal this is to me.
Video shows a man trying to use his job to get out of a DWI arrest. An emergency room doctor and former congressional candidate is accused of driving drunk. Very drunk.
Deputies say he nearly hit a teen driver before rolling his own pickup truck and crashing on the side of the road. News 13's Lizzie Mitri shows you the video.
Dean, Jessica, you can see in the video deputies are holding on to Miles Nelson, who appears to be unable to stand up on his own. Still, he asks over and over to go home, letting deputies know that he's a doctor.
This is what deputies found after a waitress called 911 about a drunk customer trying to leave.
Oh, you all right? You all right?
The man hanging upside down by his seatbelt after a rollover crash in Santa Fe is Miles Nelson, an emergency room doctor who made the news more than 10 years ago as a Democratic congressional candidate. But on Monday night, he got some unwanted attention.
I'm going to cut you out of the seatbelt, all right?
Deputies had to cut his seatbelt off to pull him out of the totaled truck on Old Santa Fe Trail, down the road from Harry's Roadhouse, where Nelson said he was coming from.
You're here, it's scary.
It's scary that I'm here?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm going to be arrested.
Nelson said he had 2 drinks, but he could barely walk or stand up.
Smell like you've had a few more than 2.
Okay.
The sheriff's office says Nelson drove the wrong way on the road, nearly hitting a 16-year-old driver coming in the opposite direction. He swerved back into his lane, rolling over and crashing.
Need you to stand up. Can you stand up by yourself and not fall? Okay, well, you're not doing it too good.
Deputies gave up with the field sobriety test because Nelson kept falling. Instead, they handcuffed him.
I am like 2 minutes from my house.
Okay.
I'm a physician.
Okay.
And I have responsibilities.
Nelson asked to go home.
You know, how big a deal this is to me.
You know, you almost hit a guy head on right here. What would you have done as a physician if you'd have hit him head on and killed him?
Over and over, the deputy denied the doctor's request.
You killing that kid because you're over in the incoming lane. There's skid marks of you over in the incoming lane. So, no, I'm not going to let you go home.
A breath test showed Nelson was 3 times over the legal limit. The state is investigating whether a bartender overserved him. The owner of Harry's Roadhouse tells us he only had 2 drinks there, and when it became obvious he was too drunk to drive, they called a cab, but Nelson refused. He says they even tried to keep him at the restaurant and called 911. Dean, back to you.
Okay, Lizzie, thank you. Nelson did not want to comment. He pleaded not guilty in court, and he does not have a history of DWI.